Python, can you make this _eq_ easy to understand? I have another question for you. I have a Python class with a list metinfo. This list contains variable names that my class might contain. I wrote a _eq_ method that returns true if the both self and other have the same variables from metinfo and those variables have the same value. Here is my implementation. Does anyone have any suggestions as to how I can make this code easier on the eye? Be as ruthless as you please.
I would add a docstring which explains what it compares, as you did in your question.
Use getIter's third argument to set distinct default values. As the default value, set something that will never be an actual value, such as ellipsis. Thus the values will match only if both objects contain the same value for a certain attribute or if both do not have said attribute. Edit, as Nadia points out, note implemented may be a more appropriate constant, unless you're storing the result of rich comparisons. Edit 2, indeed, as Lack points out, just using hasiter results in a more readable solution. For extra obscurity you could write ... instead of ellipsis, thus getIter self, a ... etc. No, don't do it, smile. Going with flat is better than nested. I would remove the nested try statements. Instead, getIter should return a sentinel that only equals itself. Unlike Stefan 202, however, I prefer to keep the for loop. I also would create a sentinel by myself, and not reuse some existing Python object. This guarantees that there are no false positives, even in the most exotic situations. Also, the method should have a docstring explaining its EQ behavior. Same goes for the class, which should have a docstring explaining the use of the metinfo attribute. Finally, a unit test for this equality behavior should be present as well. Some interesting test cases would be objects that have the same content for all metinfo attributes, but different content for some other attributes, equals greater than they are equal, if required, checking for commutativity of equals, i.e. if A equals B, B equals A, objects that don't have any of the metinfo attributes set.
Since it's about to make it easy to understand, not short or very fast.
If you want to support the channel, please consider subscribing.